Classical music. What is classical music? How has it transformed over the centuries? What relevance does it have today? There is no simple definition of what constitutes classical music. The term refers to music drawn from over 1,000 years of music history, from the medieval to the postmodern. It includes music written specifically for the concert hall, but also music that was never intended for an audience. Of all the musical periods, the classical period is the shortest, spanning less than a century. Its music is dominated by three composers whose work are still some of the best known of all Western art music: Joseph Haydn, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and Ludwig Beethoven. One of my all-time favorite classical musicians is Mozart. Mozart was an Australian composer and pianist, universally hailed as one of the greatest musical geniuses of all time. He composed many masterpieces, including operas, concertos, symphonies, chamber music, and church music. He produced about 600 works, which profoundly shaped classical music. Most of his works are popular even today. Mozart was born on January 27, 1756, at Salzburg, a city-state in Australia, to Leopold and Maria Pertl. They had 7 children, of which only 2 lived: Mozart and his very talented sister, Marie Anna. Their father initiated them into music at an early age, tutoring them himself. Before Mozart was 4, he showed a good understanding of chords, tonality, and tempo and played short pieces. He began composing at age 5. He also demonstrated outstanding ability on the clarinet and the violin. In 1762, his father took him and his sister to the court of Bavaria to showcase their talents. This was the beginning of a series of trips to Europe where they gave performances. There, Mozart met a number of accomplished musicians and became familiar with their work. His meeting with Johann Christian Bach had a profound influence on him. In 1773, the Archbishop appointed him as assistant concertmaster. There he had the opportunity to work in several different musical genres, composing symphonies, string quartets, serenades, and opera. He also developed a passion for violin concertos and wrote 5 of them. He then turned to piano concertos, producing Piano Concert Number 9 in early 1777 at a tender age of 21. Mozart's career began when he went to Vienna in March 1781 at the invitation of the Archbishop. But the cool reception and the low status of the position made him leave the job. He became a freelance performer and composer. He earned his livelihood by tutoring pupils, writing music for publications, and playing in concerts. In 1782, Mozart married Constance Weber. They had 6 children, but only 2 survived: Carl Thomas and Frank Xavier. Mozart met Joseph Haydn, a contemporary composer, and the two became admiring friends. Together they performed impromptu concerts with string quartets. Besides, Mozart wrote 6 quartets and dedicated them to Haydn. The years 1782 to 1785 was the most creative period of his life. Aware of his place in the musical history, he began preparing a catalog of his music. Mozart died on December 5th, 1791, at the age of 35. Mozart's work profoundly influenced many composers who followed him. Beethoven composed his early works in the shadow of Mozart. Joseph Haydn wrote, "Posterity will not see such a talent again in 100 years." The music of Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven has served as the model for most composers after their time and is still played today, which is one reason why music scholars have referred to this time as the classical period in music.